every single time that there is some big controversy about some game or some studio or anything like that, it's always the same fucking response from you people. But I wanna support the devs. You don't fucking care about the devs. If you cared about the fucking devs, you'd be campaigning for the ability to unionize rather than getting fucked over like what's happening with Activision Blizzard right now. With the fucking... with like them going, oh yeah, we're just gonna hire this union busting firm. Why do they exist? Why do union busting firms fucking exist? You don't care about the devs. The Harry Potter thing happened. I'm gonna support the devs and buy the game anyway. They've already been fucking paid. What's your point? Every time I hear this, my thinking is always the same. The devs have already been paid for their work. They've already been paid, and they've already been fucking fired because companies don't keep the devs. It just doesn't happen, okay? The minute a game is done, a dev is fired. That's usually how it goes. Not all the time, I'll grant. But most big companies, they're not gonna pay devs to just sit on their ass with no project. Either they've constantly got projects to work on, or they're freelancers. They've already been paid. The only person you're supporting with your money is the fucking company. Okay? And you know what brought this on today of all days? Fucking whatever the shit was going on with Activision Blizzard. Now, from this point onwards, we're going to be talking about some very, very not fun things like rape and suicide. So, viewer discretion. Please, if these things kind of fuck with you, leave. This ain't the video for you. How do I put it exactly? The newspapers put it, frat boy culture. That's not what this is. This is rape culture, where there was a woman who killed herself because of the sexual abuse that her supervisor put her through. People can't go to HR because the HR department are known to be close to higher-ups and the perpetrators. Fuck it. HR isn't there to protect the worker. It's there to protect the company. So, what can we do exactly? Well, stop using the excuse of, but they worked hard. But I want to support the developers. Because it comes up every time. Cyberpunk 2077, with all the transphobia and shit that was going around, and or the crunch time, I want to support the devs. They've been paid. Fuck off. The Harry Potter game, well, I know J.K. Rowling's fueling fucking anti-trans shit, but I want to support the dev. They've been paid. Fuck off. And they've fucking been paid. They were paid. They were paid. Okay? Okay? Yeah. Like, it's like with Activision Blizzard. I don't play Hearthstone anymore because it's fucked. I play Slay the Spire instead, which is a very different game. But I like it. Find alternatives to these big companies. Support ethical companies only. There is such thing as ethical consumption under capitalism. You support independent, ethical businesses. Buy Papers, Please. Fucking... In fact, no, actually, I want to bring this up. So you'll say, I want to support the dev. But the same people who say this tend to be the same people who will pirate games like Papers, Please, Return of the Obra Dinn, Slay the Spire, and The Binding of Isaac. So which is it? Oh, but it's just an indie game. Yeah, there's a lot more on the line when it's just a fucking indie game over Activision Blizzard or the bullshit that UbiSoft has been pulling. And I know I'm fucking guilty of it. I know I played Watch Dogs Legion on this channel back when it first came out. But you know fucking what? Actually, I'm gonna take my headphones off. You know what? I've grown. I'm putting them on the floor because they won't go on my monitor. I don't play Watch Dogs Legion anymore. I uninstalled it. I regret giving money to the goddamn company in the first place because I played it and, well, I bought it, played it on the channel, then found out what was going on there and decided to just no. Okay? Because I will not pay money into a company that allows people to be treated like shit. If a company uses crunch time, I will not give them my money. That's the fucker. If you really need to buy a game for updates, go to the grey market. There's great sites for that, like CD Keys and G2A. There's great sites for ethical consumption. Well, it's not ethical. Actually, no, it is, because the only person you're ripping off is the big fucking companies, right? Like, just buy from there, or pirate the goddamn game if you don't care about updates. If something is unethical, but you still need to consume it for some reason, pirate it. That's what I did with Cyberpunk. I pirated Cyberpunk, and then after I'd finished it, I noticed it was £20 on G2A for a GOG key. So I fucking got it on Good Old Games for £20 rather than 50, and all of that money went to one fucking guy who probably just used credit card fraud to get it from GOG. And you know what? As much as GOG is an amazing platform and they don't deserve to be ripped off, I don't fucking care, because CD Projekt are so much worse, and they do. So if you need to consume media that has unethical roots, do that. But don't buy it because you want to support the developers, because you don't really care about developers. You only care about developers when it stops you from consuming your favorite fucking product. I buy from indies. I pretty much only play indies these days. My last few weeks have been filled with Hades, fucking Slay the Spire, and The Binding of Isaac. Oh, and I finally bought Papers, Please. Because you know what? I was guilty of pirating it too. And then I bought it, because I'm not a twat. I bought it because I enjoyed it, so I finally had the money, so I purchased it. It was on offer. What can I say? I had a spare quid, right? Y'all are always happy to screw over small creators and then just line the CEOs of these big companies like UbiSoft, like Activision Blizzard, like CD Projekt, and so many more where we don't even know if there's things going on in there. I have been a very staunch anti-crunch time activist in the games industry for years. Since I was in college studying games design, I have been very anti-crunch. I had friends, well, not friends, classmates, who used to tell me, but that's just how the industry is. And I'm not saying that that's not how the industry is. I'm saying the industry shouldn't be this way. We can only change it with our wallets. Capitalism is money driven. The games industry is a fucking mess, and it's up to us to fix it. And we can't fix it unless we start showing these big companies that let these terrible things happen that we're serious. Stop buying their games. Pirate them. Don't create coverage of them. No fucker unless they're an indie that I can reasonably research as getting free publicity from my channel. I will not make a video on Cyberpunk, even though I enjoy it. I will not make another video on Watch Dogs Legion, even though I've had great ideas and I wanted to bring back the Art of Gaming series with it. And if you were here back then, you know that that series was my biggest view catcher. And even then, I won't bring it back for Cyberpunk or Watch Dogs, because they are thick with unethical practice, and giving them exposure possibly means lining the pockets of the greedy fucks more. It gets even more ironic when you get into the themes of Cyberpunk and Watch Dogs, which are both incredibly anti-capitalist in their messages. And then you look at how they were made, and it's like they just embodied their themes, and it's so confusing. I'm sorry if I sound weird. I went to Pride last week. I'm recording this a couple of days after I get back, and I just needed to make this video because it's been on my mind ever since the whole Activision Blizzard thing. You don't care about developers. And if you are one of the people that are only buying from indies and are fucking over the big corps in any way you fucking can, fucking over companies like Activision Blizzard and all of the other motherfuckers, well done. Genuinely. Well done. Keep it up. Because the only way that we can fucking do this is boycotts and fucking, you know. It's like, I have a video coming up on Infamous. In fact, I was replaying Infamous recently because I got PS Now, and Infamous is on there, all three games and 2 good ones. And I've been playing them recently, and then I look at how Sucker Punch handled things like race, and I want to make a video on that, but that's not important for this video. What is important is that there are people getting abused in their workplaces. Female employees in games, in game studios, are often abused by their bosses, and then, in order to stop, if they report it as a retaliatory move, either fired, passed up for projects, or forcefully moved to projects they don't care about. This industry attracts such talented fuckers, right? Just intelligent and talented games designers of every race, creed, and gender, and then the straight fucking white men in the positions of power in these fucking studios beat that out of them and tell them to fuck off, and it's not fucking on. And we need to show these companies it's not fucking on. I'm not going to plug anything at the end of this video. I'm just going to tell you to just think about what I say and think about it seriously and try to make change, because we can't do anything unless we're united. Fuck it. Half of you clicked off at the start, so see you next time I record. Bye.